Welcome to my channel. In this video, we will be discussing about religion, conflict, and the need for human understanding. In many parts of the world today, tensions between communities are often linked to religion. News reports regularly show disputes, violence, discrimination, and political divisions in which religious identity appears to play a central role. This reality has led many people to ask difficult questions. Has religion become more divisive than unifying? Would the world be more peaceful without it? These are sensitive questions, and they deserve to be discussed with care, balance, and respect. At the same time, it is important to avoid oversimplified conclusions. Religion by itself is not the sole cause of human conflict. History shows that violence and division can arise from politics, power, territory, inequality, ethnicity, and nationalism as much as from matters of faith. In many cases, religion becomes intertwined with these factors, making conflicts appear purely religious when the deeper causes are more complex. A fair discussion, therefore, should distinguish between religion as a personal or spiritual path and the misuse of religion as a tool for division. For billions of people, religion is not a cause of conflict, but a source of guidance, comfort, discipline, and hope. It helps individuals make sense of suffering, practice compassion, build community, and live according to moral values. Religious traditions across the world have encouraged charity, forgiveness, humility, service, and self-control. Temples, mosques, churches, monasteries, gurudwaras, and other places of worship have often served not only as spiritual centers but also as spaces for social support, education, and care. Because of this, it would be neither accurate nor fair to describe religion itself as a kind of illness. Such language would not only hurt believers, but would also ignore the positive role faith plays in the lives of many sincere and peace-loving people. The real concern is not faith in itself, but what happens when belief turns into intolerance, superiority, or blind hostility toward others. The problem begins when religion is no longer practiced as a path of inner discipline and moral living, but is instead used as a marker of identity against others. When people start believing that only their group deserves dignity, truth, or power, religion can become a boundary rather than a bridge. In such situations, faith may be manipulated by political leaders, extremist groups, or social movements that seek control through fear and emotional loyalty. In many modern conflicts, religion is used to intensify existing grievances. Economic frustration, lack of education, political exclusion, and historical resentment can all be wrapped in religious language. This makes division stronger and compromise more difficult. Ordinary believers may then be drawn into hostility, not because religion teaches hatred, but because identity-based thinking becomes stronger than shared humanity. This is why the issue is often less about religion itself and more about dogmatism, fanaticism, and the unwillingness to coexist. The danger lies in absolutism. The idea that one's own community alone is right and that others are somehow less human, less moral, or less deserving of freedom. This question is understandable, especially when one sees violence carried out in the name of religion. However, the answer is not simple. Removing religion would not automatically remove human greed, anger, pride, tribalism, or the struggle for power. Human beings have fought wars and created oppression even in settings where religion was weak or absent. Conflict does not disappear merely because one source of identity is removed. It often reappears in political, ethnic, ideological, or national forms. A world without religion might remove some forms of sectarian tension, but it would not necessarily create a peaceful society by default. The deeper challenge is human intolerance. If that remains unchanged, division will simply take another shape. The real goal, therefore, should not be to erase faith, but to promote maturity, critical thinking, empathy, and peaceful coexistence among people of all beliefs and non-beliefs. A healthy society is not one in which everyone believes the same thing, nor one in which faith is mocked or suppressed. It is one in which people are free to believe, question, worship, or not worship, without fear, hatred, or coercion. Mutual respect is essential in a plural world. People of different religions, and people with no religion at all, must learn to live together under shared principles of dignity, law, and humanity. This requires education that teaches not only knowledge, but also tolerance. It requires leaders who do not exploit belief for political gain. It requires communities to reject extremism within their own ranks instead of defending it out of group loyalty. Most of all, it requires individuals to see others first as human beings rather than as religious labels. The modern world does not need more hostility in the name of identity. It needs more humility, more dialogue, and more moral courage. Religion can either deepen division or inspire peace, depending on how it is understood and practiced. When it is rooted in compassion, it can be a force for healing. When it is mixed with hatred and power-seeking, it can become dangerous. The answer, then, is not to attack religion as a whole, nor to deny the pain caused by religious conflict. It is to recognize the complexity of the issue. Human beings must take responsibility for how belief is used in public and private life. A happier world will not come merely from the absence of religion, but from the presence of wisdom, justice, and respect. Religious conflict is one of the serious challenges of our time, but it should be discussed carefully and fairly. Religion has contributed both to human civilization and, at times, to human division. The problem is not faith alone, but intolerance, manipulation, and the refusal to coexist with difference. A peaceful future depends not on insulting belief, but on strengthening the values that allow diverse people to live together with dignity. In the end, what the world needs most is not less humanity in the name of religion, but more humanity beyond all divisions. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and share it. Subscribe to my channel for more content on relationships and family, social issues and empowerment, mental health and personal growth, and a variety of other topics.